Why are you still here? In which case were you researching? That compensation case is Jenny's, isn't it? Oh, yes, she's on maternity leave, isn't she? Who assigned you the case? Didn't I put you in charge of the double murder? I heard the prosecution is giving your team the runaround, and it's all hands on deck. Are you implying you're not getting paid enough? Your own hospital bills. Is your father okay? Ah, I see. Well, private medication is exorbitant. Do you need more work? We can negotiate it tomorrow. Come to my office first thing in the morning, and I'll see what I can do. But don't overestimate what you can do, because that will affect your team. I don't doubt your team being capable. Just don't spread yourself too thin. Good. How are you getting home at this time? Didn't you hear? The company's on strike starting tonight. All their services are canceled until the union gets a worthy deal. What about an Uber? Even an Uber is too much. I suppose you are saving up. Do you have anyone to call? It's already 11. And it's cold out. And if you start walking and your friends aren't available to pick you up, how will you get home? That is the definition of overestimating yourself. Willpower won't cut it. I'll drive you home. That wasn't a question. I'm driving you. If I wasn't sure, I wouldn't have said it. If you walked, you'd get in late, not have enough sleep, and be out of it tomorrow. I need you sharp. Get in. I'll put this out. I appreciate that, but you're cold and I'm turning on the heating, so the windows need to be closed. I don't want to hotbox the car. Type in your address. And you said you'd walk that. Well, if you could, then I don't know if that makes you determined or hard-headed. On their own, they might be good qualities, but together, they can be a pain. You enjoy having both. As long as it doesn't interfere with your work, I have no room to complain. Are you comfortable? I ask because you're fidgeting. You don't look comfortable. You don't have to say anything. I didn't say that. Talk if you want. We've got a long drive. I know I don't have to drive you, but I am. Do you want me to stop and let you out? Alright then. No, not really. My apartment is around a 5-minute drive from your place, so I'm not going out of my way. I didn't know you lived so close. Public transport from there must be tiring. You get to work earlier than most. Yes, I did notice. And I assume a car isn't a priority for you. You're fidgeting again. No, it's not annoying. I know you do it when you're nervous. This isn't the first time we've been alone. You're normally chatty, so it's odd for you to be so quiet. Am I so different to your peers? That's why you don't know what to say, because it's me. You don't have to just talk work with me. I might be your boss, but right now I'm your chauffeur. Why are you apologizing? Well, I didn't mean for you to feel bad. It was a poor try at a joke. If you don't like the silence, put on some music. Whatever you like. You like this? No reason. I'm surprised. I figured your taste in music would match your high energy. Well, maybe this balances you out. I listen to this when I wind down. Oh, so you add this to your work playlist. Interesting. Well, now, whenever I look at you, I can imagine you listening to music like this. Do I do what regularly? I look at everyone, not just you. My name is on this firm, so I need to do my part in making sure it's up to my standards. You look confused. Why? You're not a good liar. Tell me. No, it's not an order. But now's the time to get things off your chest if you want to talk. Off the record. And without anyone eavesdropping. What? I don't hate you. Where did you get that from? And in what way do I look at you? I don't glare. I observe. Wait, the other team leaders think the same thing. Do I really look like I'm glaring? I assigned you that case because I know how you work. It's hard. Of course, I check in to see how it's going, but for the most part, I know it's in good hands. A punishment for what? If a job is hard to do, I don't give it to someone who can't do it. If they don't do it well, that reflects on the company and our abilities. I won't jeopardize that to make someone's life hell for my own amusement. I can't believe you really thought that. And your team. No, I won't talk to them. I don't need to explain myself and my decisions, and they shouldn't be questioned. But to think that I'm punishing you, it's new. That's all. How is that going? Your case? Why frustrating? Well, the prosecutors like to change up the rules. They want you flailing and panicking, and they think they're better. Don't give in to their tactics. Well, they do? Don't let that get to you. All they try to do is break you down with your own insecurities. They want you to doubt yourself, or even worse, doubt your client. What makes you think I've never doubted myself? When confidence opens doors, it's a useful veneer. Doubting yourself makes other people doubt you as well. And in this line of work, the people around you need to know they can depend on you. And if you do have doubts, you entrust them to someone you can depend on. You shouldn't feel shame for it. It's a fine line between doubting what you know and believing what others say about you rather than trusting your own instincts. You listen to them, you've already betrayed yourself. Good, because I can't afford second guessing in this firm, and neither can our clients. My case. It's going. I'm representing the mayor's son, Noah, in a drug scandal. Apparently, he was distributing what he thought was pure cocaine, but it was cut with high levels of fentanyl. A couple of people he sold to overdosed, and now he's on trial for at least 3 charges: distribution, federal, involuntary manslaughter. The prosecutors are pushing for third-degree murder. The mayor thinks it's because they're on different political sides, and they want to make an example out of his son. It doesn't matter if he's guilty or not. The charges have been filed, they dismissed bail, and he's pled not guilty. He's adamant that he doesn't know the supplier, and I told him that he could get a lighter sentence if he gives information. But he's not listening to me. It's obvious he's trying to protect them, and they have a code. It's not the first time one person goes down for the whole operation. But this is the mayor's son. I have him breathing down my neck 24/7. offering money so that I cut corners, then threatening to make my life hell if I don't do something. Constantly phoning me, telling me how much of a risk this is for his campaign. Because obviously, this reflects badly on him, on his policies. He's the one cracking down on drugs, putting himself out there as the family man that has it all. And now look what's happened. It is stressful, but he wants the best. No, it doesn't get to me. Right now, he's desperate, and he's willing to do anything. So he'll try all the pressure points he thinks I have. But I get the feeling it's more to do with his career and position than his actual son, which is unfortunate. Yes, it's part of why I stayed late. I enjoy the quiet. That doesn't mean I want it to be quiet now. Don't get ahead of yourself. You tend to jump to conclusions. That's something you need to improve. Yes, otherwise it will interfere with your work. If authority gets the best of you, you'll be walked over your whole life. And if you get a client who you're intimidated by, or worse, the defense, then you might as well hand the case over to someone else. Don't apologize. Just acknowledge it and be aware of it. And that's because you're an employee of mine, and I need to know your capabilities and your weaknesses. Yes, I feel like I do know yours. Are you sure you want to know? Alright. For you, your need for validation can be harmful. Asking for someone's opinion is fine, but you don't want them to hold your hand whenever you're unsure about something. You keep doing that, and people will think that you can't make decisions for yourself. And there's nothing wrong with making sure you're right. But when you go to other people, do they express the same opinion as yours? Okay, you both came to the same conclusion. So why does their word hold more weight over your own? Don't wait for someone else to validate you before you proceed with something. It can be bad, depending on what it is, but you are thorough in your research. You make sure to dissect every little detail. You have all the information. So when you have that, don't you think you could make an informed decision? And has there been a time when you followed someone else's opinion rather than your own, and your opinion turned out to be the better one? Exactly. And in this line of work, a better way can often mean the difference between incarceration or being set free, and sometimes millions of dollars. You don't know what the right choice is until you make it. On paper, it could be the best thing, but in practice, you need to be ready for whatever curveball is thrown at you. And no case ever goes smoothly, ever. You're bound to miss something, and preparing for that is key. And on top of that, I've seen that you're a people pleaser. Yes, and that might also extend to the reason why your decisions are informed by someone else's opinions. Maybe you want them to think you value their insight. That's also fine. But never silence yourself. You don't talk when it's actually necessary. Why? Well, offering your own solutions doesn't make you look like you're trying to one-up everybody. It makes you a team player. How will your team know a better way forward if they don't know what your ideas are to begin with? You don't want to fall into the habit of just listening to other people and doing what they do. You'll end up rising on their coattails. And when you reach a high position, you won't be able to stand there for long on your own. People will be looking to you for those opinions. You don't want to be a mimic. You don't want to be a mirror. Well, it's good to listen to your superiors. You learn the fundamentals that way. But you don't want to kiss their ass either. You don't think you do? I read your latest report. A few months ago, Anaya said that when you were given the opportunity to have a say, you decided not to. And then I told her to push you and see what happened. I wanted her to argue her opinion and see how far you'd go. And you crumbled. You immediately gave in to her pressure. Why? Because you didn't want her to think you weren't listening or didn't appreciate her ideas? You're used to abiding by a hierarchy, right? What are you scared will happen? You won't get fired for stating your opinion. They won't hate you either. And if they do for something as stupid as that, then they don't deserve being a lawyer. You need thick skin. Why don't you think you have that? You know you can be a pushover? If you can't even stand up for yourself, how do you expect to stand up for other people? This past year, you've performed well, but you can be better. What, are you not thinking about getting a higher position in the firm? You can. I know that you can. The examples I gave are qualities that you can improve, and I know that you can get better at dealing with them. You're biased to yourself, but you're aware as well at what you want to work towards or what you want to change. No, that's not what I meant. You are good enough for the job. More than. You have a bright future. I know that for a fact. Yes, that's why I push you so hard. You're the one with the most potential out of all the people we've hired in the last couple of years. And from what I've been hearing, some of your coworkers know it. They've been hostile because they want to walk all over you. And you let them, from the sound of it. But you can push through that. You need to face them as a peer, not as a fresh intern with your tail tucked between your legs as soon as your opinion is challenged. You're a lawyer. Be a lawyer. Trying to be one means you're giving yourself room to fail. You're giving yourself an out. It didn't work out, but I tried. You need to do more than that. Well, it is a lot, yes. But it's the same for everyone who's hired here. I want to see you succeed because I know you can. I remember when you first applied. As soon as I read through your application, I wanted to be the one to interview you. Well, because I liked your answers. They were different. And then when I met you, you held yourself well. Some people embellish what they write according to what we're looking for. And when they're quizzed about it, they can't remember. You described your stances, you explained them, and when I gave you hypothetical scenarios, your decisions aligned with your values. And you had an air about you that was inviting. We get applicants who have all the knowledge, but not the charisma or the heart. But I knew you did from the way you cared about what you studied and worked so hard for. Then, after I interviewed you, I knew that I wanted you. Here, at the firm, I wanted to hire you for the firm. Excuse me. Yes, I was the one who made the final call about hiring you. My partner was against it. He thought you had too much heart, that this career would eat you alive. But I wanted to take the risk because you were the best addition to the team out of all the applicants. Well, that's not something I talk about. If people knew, they'd call it favoritism. We leave the hiring process to those trained to do it, but on occasion, I look for the exceptional, and you are one of them. I said what I did to make you work harder. You asked what I thought, and now you know. And you have your weaknesses, but you have your strengths too. Your high energy can be infectious. The way you handle problems, you don't quit. And if you don't know how to solve something, you go to someone who can. And more often than not, that's me. It's a good trait. Being able to acknowledge you need help rather than not admitting it, and there being consequences for it. Of course I notice. You understand what we're doing here. And I think along the path to get here, some lose their way. Or at least they lose the vision they had. Should I park here? Alright. Let me ask you a question. When you chose to apply to this firm, what were you hoping for? And don't say a job. And that is why you are different from so many others. If I asked them the same thing, they would have said, hoping to be great, or hoping to be the best, hoping to make a name for myself. But you hope to help. People can have more than one goal, but the motivation can change how you approach it. You are passionate to serve the clients, to do what's best for them, not yourself. There's more to the job than winning the case. Most people in the firm want wins like tallies. They compete against each other. My goal? Mine is bringing out the best in my staff. What? No, what do you want to say? Yes, you've been honest with me this whole ride. What is it? So I've heard. And what you told me earlier makes that more plausible. I know I can intimidate people. What? Of course not. I don't lead with fear, and I don't want to lead with intimidation either. What do they say about me? I know I'm hard on everyone. I have standards. The firm has standards. And if we don't respect that, other lawyers won't respect us. I know I have the reputation, but I'd rather have that than a firm filled with flaws. Flaws that can be worked on. Because what we do, people's lives depend on us. Their futures, their pasts, their traumas depend on us. And I take that very seriously. We can't erase what happened to them, but we can find justice for them. We speak for them. And that's why I make sure people know where to improve when it comes to their research and their ethics as a public servant. I want you to be the best that you can be. That's all there is to it. I've believed in you from the very beginning. I might not have shown it, and I apologize for making you think I hated you or that I was punishing you. What do you think about me? Well, thank you. I mean, being a good boss is great and all, but outside of that, outside of work, as a person, don't call me curious. Actually, that's a lie. Let me turn this off. I value your opinion. I admire you. Yes, we're similar in age, but where I am now, I feel like I've sacrificed some things I would have wanted to keep. Things that you've held on to. I think it's your innocence. Your smile is warming. In the cafeteria, I see it. You attract people to you, and that's a natural gift you have. You're not afraid to talk to people. I wouldn't say I'm afraid. I'm a busy man. Small talk only gets you so far, and in the grand scheme, it's not worth it. But, except for my partner, you're really the only one who talks to me. I may not say it, but I enjoy our small talks. You've never annoyed me. I've felt frustration every now and then when the answer was right in front of you or if you gave into pressure. But you, as a person, you could never. If anything, I was more frustrated at myself. Because if we're being honest, I wanted to talk to you more. Not about anything in particular, but I could only think about talking work with you. There were times where I wanted us to talk about things beyond work, but I didn't know what to say or how to say it. I wanted you to know that I wanted you to have a safe trip when you went overseas earlier this year. And last month, I bought the same chips you had in case you needed more fuel because I saw you bring them in every week. But I never offered it. They're still in my drawer, in my office. I wanted to say that I like your animal screensavers, that your handwriting is beautiful, even if I hear you say differently. That you are. This isn't right. Don't let me keep you. I can't say it. Because it'll change everything, and I'm content with what I have now. Which is being able to drive you home. It doesn't matter what I want. I want to know you better. But I shouldn't push that onto you. Because I'm your boss, that's why. It puts you in a position I don't want you to be in. And I don't want to look like I'm abusing my power. The staff already think I have it out for you. Perhaps in a different way. Just forget we had this conversation. Oh, you're right. But I don't need to know what you think about me anymore. Okay. If you want to tell me, then tell me. What was that for? I don't want you to think you had to do that. But didn't you think that I hated you? Oh, is that why, whenever you needed help, you came to me? Ah. Well then, this is, I don't know what to say. You want me to pick you up tomorrow? Okay. Then would you want to grab a coffee before work? Don't feel obligated to say yes. The offer is there. Alright then. I'll pick you up at 7. Oh, before you go. For you. Your cheek is soft. Mine too, hmm? What? Why are you looking at me like that? I'm smiling like this because of you. Don't get used to it. Ha! I'd like to see you try and make me smile. That'll be something. No, I do believe that you can. But, we'll talk about this more tomorrow. Get some rest. Good night.